All right, so had a chance to play PS4 this evening, of course. Which games have you tried out first and foremost?
I've tried Knack, FIFA, Octodad, and Contrast.
Okay, so you played a little bit of everything this evening. Of the four, which was your favourite?
Knack. It's an interesting one because it's been such a long time since I've played a platformer of that type. Or a bit of an adventure game. I mean, I'm enjoying the sort of Pixar feel to it, but as well as I can see it being challenging in like with the harder settings and things. So I can imagine having a lot of fun with it, especially with the recently announced remote play stuff. And yeah.
Excellent, sounds good. Well, of course, Knack is one of the prettier games on the console, we're told. Now, there's been a lot of controversy from our end, actually. Is it time for an upgrade, PS3 to PS4? Is the difference in graphics that noticeable, do you think?
I mean, with Knack, I don't think if it was portrayed like any other way, on current gen hardware, I don't think that it would ever have the same feel. I feel like the hardware, the new hardware, is definitely pushing it to a place it would have never have gone before, especially with like the particle effects and things like that of like that Knack's body's made of and things. But as well as getting the graphics to such a standard that it's almost, Knack is looking a bit more like a sort of Pixar movie, and it's that sort of, it's a good feel to the whole game because graphically it's just all round coming to a sort of a good standard now. So I feel like I can enjoy it in so many different ways now, visually, style, and the way it plays and everything.
Excellent. Okay, in terms of the gameplay, obviously PS4, different controller, a bit of an upgrade from the previous PlayStation consoles. How did it feel getting your hands on that?
Yeah, the controller, it's spot on. For me, it's spot on anyway. I mean, it's still holding on to the PS3 feel. It's just a straight upgrade. It's the analog sticks are much better. The triggers R2 and L2, it's spot on. And the buttons, actually, I never thought the analog buttons would make the difference, but they definitely. It makes the controller feel more robust now that they're not the pressure sensitive and that they're analog now. So it's the controller's 100% improved, definitely.
Excellent. Seems to be the general consensus, that one as well, drawing some comparisons with the Xbox controller, actually. Okay, one final question, because I know you've played Octodad. Everybody's played Octodad. Yeah. What did you make of that one?
It's interesting. I can imagine myself getting into a lot more indie games like that. Yeah, definitely. It's random. Really random. But yeah, no, I could see myself picking up a few games of that sort. Yeah, that's the beauty of the PS4 heading towards the indie development. I mean, because we're just going to get more crazy, quirky ideas, just like Octodad, and yeah, no, I'm excited for where it's going.
Okay, so you tried out PS4 this evening. First and foremost, which games have you played?
I played Octodad and I got the chance to play Knack as well.
Okay, and which of the two did you prefer?
I really enjoyed Knack because it reminded me of the sort of the games that I played when I was about 6 or 7, so sort of Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon sort of games. Really blew my mind how good it actually looks. And then Octodad is one of those games that's just made me laugh so much. It's so ridiculous.
Okay, so we'll start with Knack then. Obviously some other websites have compared it to the Pixar films in terms of its visuals. Fair comparison?
Yeah, I would say so. It's one of those games that can be enjoyed by all ages. You don't have to be someone from 5. You can any age. Even I'm suggesting someone like 60 could probably sit down and play it and still have fun with it because it's really simple, just really colourful and lovely. So yeah, I remember that idea.
Very visually striking as well, of course. I mean, do you think the difference is noticeable between the current gen and these new consoles?
Slightly. I do games art and design at the moment at university, so we're looking a lot at that sort of thing, and the textures and the lighting are things that you notice quite a lot. So, but like I say, it's early days for this technology, so at the moment there's not a huge gap, but the gap's gonna get bigger. But you can definitely tell difference, I think. Yeah.
Absolutely, and of course, as you say, just starting out, so we'll see how it turns out. They're going to have to talk to you about Octodad because, as you say, it's hilarious. What did you think of the demo that you played there?
It was really, really, really fun. Really, really fun. Like I say, you can see the smile on my face right now. It was crazy. Props to the developers for making it, because it's just such a really funny game. I can imagine sitting at home on a Friday evening with a beer and just playing that game, because it's just such fun.
So of course it's one of the big indie titles, coming out for the PS4. Obviously, it's something that they're really looking to promote on this. You said yourself, obviously, you're looking possibly to work in that industry, I guess, from your course. Yeah. I mean, what do you think that means for independent developers?
There's a lot more of a window now for independent developers. Like, so Sony's broadening the horizon with indie developers and trying to get a lot more indie developers on board. So hopefully it'll be nice to see some more of the games that PlayStation is going to offer. So things like Octodad are just there to show that you doesn't have to have a AAA title to make a fantastic game. That's what impressed me the most. It's not this one of these big AAA £50 games, but it will still put a smile on your face, and that's what I loved about it.
Have you pre-ordered the PS4 yourself?
No, not yet, but I'm thinking about it. Really, really thinking about it now, because getting my hands on that, the controller's fantastic, and I want one badly.
That's my final question, actually. Obviously, controller a little bit meatier than the PS3 controller.
Yeah,
obviously, a few adjustments.
I'm used to an Xbox 360 controller, and I bought a PlayStation 3 recently, so I was comparing the two, and it is the perfect medium between the two. It's not too chunky, but it's got a nice grip to it. There's a nice amount of weight to it without it being this sort of dead weight in your hand. It feels fantastic, and the triggers are great. Really, it's going to be fantastic for all games, I think.
Excellent. Well, thank you ever so much for your time. Okay, so I had a chance to play on some PS4 this evening. First and foremost, which games have you tried out?
I tried Knack, I played a game of FIFA, nothing's really changed there anyway. Octodad, amazing. That, what's it called, the Contrast? Yeah. That one, just a little bit of everything.
Okay, well, I'm keen to pick up on what you said about FIFA, actually, because you're the first person that sort of brought that up. You say it's not very different. Are we talking gameplay or graphically?
Gameplay. I mean, the graphics, there's not going to be a big jump now, is there, And it's the same old FIFA, really. I mean, if you like FIFA, you're going to buy it.
Pretty much as simple as that. Yeah, I mean, most people that we've spoken to seem to think there is a difference in the graphics, but I think as we get further along, probably be more noticeable. General consensus is Knack is the best looking game that we've played so far. Would you agree?
I quite like the look of Knack. I mean, Octodad is also, it's alright. It looks pretty good, but yeah, Knack is up there.
Absolutely. Well,
it's pretty darn good.
Awesome. Well, Octodad is a favourite of the developers Accomplice team because it's just so crazy. What did you think playing that game?
Just it's different and fun. It's like a bit co-op-like. Everyone loves a good game, and there you go. It's just essentially on the PlayStation, and it's good.
Absolutely, of course, it is an independently developed game there as well. I'm certainly looking to kind of broaden that market as well. What are your thoughts on that?
No, indie games are brilliant most of the time. Better than some AAAs. Just think about it, like Ride to Hell, Retribution, that was a horrible game. And that was still like 40 quid. The amount of indie games I've had are amazing, amazing. Things like Spelunky, really like playing that on my PlayStation. What else? The Walking Dead is not quite an indie game, I suppose, but still, download only for this period.
And final question, of course, have you pre-ordered one already?
I have not, but I'm definitely thinking of doing it now.
Okay, just based on what we've done today?
Yeah, a lot more than I was before. I was always like, PlayStation, I'll get one eventually, but now I want to get one sooner, essentially.
Okay, got to ask the obvious question, Xbox One or PS4?
PlayStation.
PlayStation?
I have PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, never had an Xbox anything.
Oh, I see, so dedicated PlayStation fan here as well. Alright, so I had a chance to play on the PS4 this evening. First things first, which games have you played?
I played that Crunch game, whatever it's called.
Knack?
Knack, that's it, yeah, sorry, Knack. It was pretty good, yeah, not too bad.
Okay, what do you think of it visually? Because most people have said it's probably the best looking game.
For an everyone's game, it's absolutely fantastic. Fun and everything. I mean, I didn't want to come off it really, but I'll definitely get it though, definitely.
Awesome. Sped on Knack, do you have a chance to try anything else?
I tried FIFA 14. That wasn't bad. That was okay. Just getting used to the controls, you see, is quite.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that controller. Actually, a little bit of a step up from the PS3, a little bit different. How did it feel when you got your hands on that one?
Much bigger, and just hard to get used to the joysticks and that. But it's pretty good. It made my hands sweat quite a lot as well, I found.
Okay, it's probably where people have been on it beforehand, to be fair. Okay, now so we've got a few comparisons actually with the Xbox 360 controller, and it's a bit weightier, a bit meatier. What do you think?
It's better, definitely better than the Xbox 360 control.
Just in terms of comfort, or?
Yeah, comfort, definitely better, definitely.
For sure. Okay, well, you told us that you played on a little bit of FIFA this evening. Most people have come away from that a little bit unimpressed. Obviously, it's not that much different from the current gen consoles. Would you agree?
I definitely agree. Definitely.
Okay, and sort of visually, do you think there's a noticeable difference between the PS3 and the PS4?
A little bit, but about 50% maybe, but not much.
Oh, okay, but I suppose as new games come out in the future, as we progress, that should start to pick up. I mean, which games are you most looking forward to announced on the PS4 so far?
That new Killzone game.
Killzone. It's not available to try today, so.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not. And Drive Club, and a few other games that I've seen as well, like Mad Max, Rambo video game and that.
And of course, question on most people's lips: Xbox One or PS4?
PlayStation 4 all the way.
And that's because
Sony.
Always been a Sony fan?
Yep.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you ever so much for your time. Yep.